Yeah, and for people who are not aware of it, the marketplace mission trip is a 2 week exercise. But for 2 weeks, you practice trying to live like a missionary would live. And imagine a missionary came to your city and did your job. What would they do? They wouldn't try and talk to everyone. They'd be trying to accomplish the goals and objectives that your job has every day,
Yeah.
and looking for ways to do that in such a way that other people might ask them about their faith. And so you've been on a couple of the mission trips, right?
Yeah, yeah, I've been on 3 or 4 now. I missed out on this most recent one. I was kinda hoping to get on, but with the new business opening thing, that's been a little bit of a time crunch. So,
Yeah. What are some of the things that you've experienced related to the mission trip? What are some of the takeaways? What encouragements would you give people? What cautions would you give people?
the appreciating people
Hmm.
part, the actually taking the time to hear what somebody has to say part, honestly became a little more conscious of that whenever I was taking the mission trips, because typically when you're speaking with somebody, you have an agenda, right?
Hmm.
When you see someone, let's say you're passing the streets, like, oh hey, how you doing? Oh yeah, fine. How you? There's a script. It's specific. You just pass and move on with your day.
Yeah.
I think part of the mission trip, what impacted me was allowing myself to just open up to actually having a conversation with somebody. Even if I'm the one who was kind of starting the conversation, but to not necessarily have an agenda about it, just be open to having that conversation and where it may go, rather than just trying to have it to meet a goal and get it over with.
Yeah.
That's not the way you want to approach it. You want to allow the Lord to lead you, into that conversation and just be open and ready for what He's going to do with it. I think COVID-19 has actually really caused us as a society to kind of pause a little bit and think about that more in our interactions, because we have to be so intentional about our interactions right now. We have to
Hmm.
kind of go out of our way to have a conversation like you and I on Zoom right now instead of being in
Yeah.
person. So really, the mission trip kind of opened my eyes to the fact that instead of having an agenda about somebody or how I'm, going to approach and have a conversation so I can move on to the next one, to allow the Lord to work in that. Just be patient and get to know that person and enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, so let's just as one takeaway, any other takeaways that you can think of that you would recommend to people for as they're trying to figure out what they do with their faith in the workplace? What would you suggest?
Um, just be intentional. I think the thing I could say as a takeaway is from the mission trip in general is be intentional. If you are a Christian, you say you're a Christian, be intentional about finding a way to show it, just in small
Mhm.
ways. You start small. If it's a matter of just when a customer comes in, well, bless you. Hope you have a great day. Um,
Yeah.
find different ways to just be intentional about what you believe.